Hello everyone, welcome to LBS IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss economics MCQs based on previous year UPSC questions. So let's start our session. Our first question is, the problem of international liquidity is related to the non-availability of, options are goods and services, gold and silver, dollars and other hard currencies, exportable surplus. Here answer to this question is option C, dollars and other hard currencies. International liquidity released to international reserves for particular country who participates in world monetary and trading system. International liquidity is linked with international payments which appears from international trade. Since dollar being the commander of international currency dominating across the world in forex, the problems related with international liquidity concerns with non-availability of dollar and other related currency. So her answer to this question is option C. Next is Pradhan Mantri Dhan Yojana has been launched for. Options are providing housing loan to poor people, promoting women's self-help groups, promoting financial inclusion in the country, providing financial help to marginalized communities. The answer to this question is option C, promoting financial inclusion in the country. Pradhan Mantri Dhan Yojana, that is the National Mission for Financial Inclusion, completed 8 years of successful implementation. It ensures access to financial services, namely banking or savings deposit accounts, remittance, credit, insurance and pension in an affordable manner. Ensure access to financial products and services at an affordable cost, and use of technology to lower cost and widen reach are the objective of Pradhan Mantri Dhan Yojana. This has been the foundation stone for people-centric economic initiatives, whether it is direct benefit transfer, COVID-19 financial assistance, PM Kisan, increased wages under Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, life and health insurance cover. The first step of all these initiatives is to provide every adult with a bank account, which Pradhan Mantri Dhan Yojana has nearly completed. So her answer to this question is option C. Next is, there has been a persistent deficit budget year after year. Which of the following actions can be taken by the government to reduce the deficit? Options are reducing revenue expenditure, introducing new welfare schemes, rationalizing subsidies, expanding industries. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Here answer to this question is option A, 1 and 3 are correct. That is, reducing revenue expenditure and rationalizing subsidies. Budget deficit is used to define a status of financial health in which expenditure exceeds revenue. Reducing the revenue expenditure will certainly help in bridging the gap. Subsidies are part of expenditure and rationalizing them would reduce the deficit. Introducing a new welfare scheme will most likely result in increasing expenditure, and so will expanding industries which would require capital infusion. So, reducing revenue expenditure and rationalizing subsidies can be the actions taken by government to reduce the deficit. So, her answer to this question is option A. Next is, which one of the following best describes the main objective of seed village concept? The answer to this question is option B. That is, involving the farmers for training in quality seed production and thereby to make available quality seeds to others at appropriate time and affordable cost. A village wherein trained group of farmers are involved in production of seeds of various crops and cater to the needs of themselves, fellow farmers of the village and farmers of neighboring villages in appropriate time and at an affordable cost is called a seed village. Government of India is implementing seed village program since 2014 to upgrade the quality of farmers' saved seed. So her answer to this question is option B. Next is, with reference to inflation in India, which of the following statement is correct? Statements are, controlling the inflation in India is the responsibility of the government of India only. That is incorrect. The Reserve Bank of India has no role in controlling the inflation. That is incorrect. Decreased money circulation helps in controlling the inflation. That is correct. So her answer to this question is option C. RBI increases bank rates and SLR etc. to reduce money supply in the market. Then decreased money circulation leads to lesser money in hands of people to spend. Hence, lower demand leads to falling prices and reduced inflation. RBI and government both play a role in controlling the inflation, often termed as inflation targeting by the RBI. Hence, A and B are incorrect. Increased money circulation leads to increased inflation as demand increases. So, her answer to this question, option C, that is, decreased money circulation helps in controlling the inflation. Next is, the substitution of steel for wooden plough in agriculture production is an example of. The answer to this question is option B, capital-augmenting technological progress. Capital augmenting technological progress result in more productive use of existing capital goods. Substitution of steel can be considered as a substitution of a lesser machine by a better machine. This encourages steel production. Labor augmenting is a technology that increases skills and productivity of existing labor force. For example, teaching people how to use the computer is an example of labor augmenting technology. Capital augmenting technology increases productivity of existing capital goods. In this case, replacement of wooden by steel increases the productivity of plough. So your answer to this question is option D. Next is, which of the following organizations brings out the publication known as World Economic Outlook? Options are IMF, UN Development Program, World Economic Forum, World Bank. Here answer to this question is option A, IMF. World Economic Outlook is a survey by the IMF that is usually published twice a year in the months of April and October. It analyzes and predicts global economic developments during the near and medium term. Recently, IMF has released its World Economic Outlook update, which has marginally improved the forecast for global growth in 2023. The global growth, which was estimated at 3.4% in 2022, is now projected to fall to 2.9% in 2023 before rising to 3.1% in 2024. The IMF effectively rules out a global recession. Negative growth in global GDP or global GDP per capita, which often happens when there is a global recession, is not expected. Instead, it expects global growth to bottom out in 2023 before starting to gather speed in 2024. India will be the world's fastest growing economy in 2023 and 2024 according to this report. So your answer to this question is option A. Next is, consider the following statements. Other things remaining unchanged. Market demand for a good might increase if options are price of its substitute increases, price of its complement increases, the good is an inferior good and income of the consumer increases. Its price falls. Which of the above statement is or are correct? Here answer to this question is option A, 1 and 4 are correct. Demand for a given commodity varies directly with the price of a substitute good. For example, if the price of one company's phone increases, the demand for other company's phone will rise. Hence, statement 1 is correct. A complementary good or service is an item used in conjunction with another good or service. When the price of a good's complements increases, then demand for the good decreases. For example, an increase in demand for printers will lead to an increase in demand for its ink. If the price of the ink increases, demand for printers will decrease. Hence, statement 2 is incorrect. Inferior good refers to an item that becomes less desirable as the income of its consumers increases. As consumers' income increases, they tend to decrease their purchase of inferior goods, opting for luxury good instead. Hence, statement 3 is incorrect. The quantity demanded of a good increases when its price falls. Hence, statement 4 is correct. So, here answer to this question is option A,